Hey guys, it's Bryce with PEAX Equipment. We are in the Montana backcountry hunting elk in September, and we've relocated our camp a couple times. We're picked this new spot, and we thought it'd be a good idea to show you guys how to pitch the new Solitude Tipi using the optional footprint floor system. So when you purchase the Tipi, it'll come in the larger stuff sack with the carbon pole and the stakes. And if you choose to buy the optional footprint, which we recommend, it'll come in its own carry bag. We also recommend that you split up the two and divide it between two people when going into the backcountry to balance weight a little bit. So we're going to start with the footprint, show you how to pitch that first, and then show you how the Tipi goes right over the top of that for quick pitching. So when you pick your spot, you're just obviously, we've kind of prepped this spot to pitch the footprint in. You're going to want to just unroll the footprint. You'll notice as you're unrolling it for the first time that we'll have two green zipper cutouts. Those are going to be for the front of your Tipi, where the stove will go if you're running a stove during late season, winter months, anytime you need a hot stove. So we're going to actually switch sides, Kaim and I. And that's going to be the front main door of your Tipi. And you're just going to kind of want to lay it out first, get a general idea of where you want to put it. And then you're going to divvy up the stakes. It'll take 6 stakes to pitch the footprint. So give Kaim 3 and me 3. You want to start on the side of the Tipi first, of the footprint first. And there's line locks with a little bit of cordage. You're going to want to make sure those are fully extended. And then Kaim and I are just going to go pull the footprint tight, not overly tight, but just tight. And we're going to put those stakes right in there. Once the sides are staked out and you have the width of your Tipi set, you're going to want to go to opposite corners and do the exact same thing, staking out each corner at about a 45-degree angle from the corner itself. Okay, so once you have the footprint staked out and you have the perimeter of your sleep area ready, then you can just install the Tipi over the same stakes that you pitched the footprint with. So in the Tipi bag, you've got the Tipi itself plus the center carbon pole. You can take the center carbon pole for now and just set it aside. And then pull the Tipi out of the stuff sack. The one thing that's really important when you're setting up the Tipi is that you want to make sure that the stove jack is placed directly above the opening with the zippered cutout. Otherwise, if you pitch it the opposite direction, you won't be able to use the stove with the footprint. So on the Tipi, you've got the stove jack that will face the same direction as your cutout of the footprint. The easiest way to pitch the Tipi is to take the 4 main corners and the 2 side walls and throw those cordage loops over the exact same stakes. The cordage for the main corners has black webbing next to the line lock. All the other webbing is just a gray color. So you'll know you have one of the 4 corners if the webbing is black right next to the line lock. So Kaim and I will just take the 4 corners of the Tipi and we'll begin connecting those. You want to also give yourself about 4 to 5 inches of cordage so that after the Tipi is pitched, you can tighten all the corners down. But you'll just take that and put it over the same loops that you did the footprint. Move down. Do the sidewall. Again, leaving yourself about 4 to 5 inches to adjust. And then the other corner, again with 4 or 5 inches of cordage to adjust. At this point, you're ready to assemble the center carbon pole. So the carbon pole comes in a stuff sack. Most guys probably won't use that. It's just extra weight and probably not needed. But the carbon pole breaks down into 3 collapsed pieces, which is made up of 6 total pieces. The bottom and the top will have end caps on them, so you'll know which ones those are. And then the rest of them, you just extend out and pop them in place. And your carbon pole is assembled and ready to go in the teepee. I like to start at about the 80-inch mark and then adjust the teepee up and down from there. So from here, you're just going to open the main door, and the pole will go up into the cone of the teepee, and then you'll just position it centered and then kind of adjust the height up and down. Once you've got the center pole in, this is where you're going to then tighten all 4 corners and the sidewalls to get a nice tight pitch before you stake out the 2 doors. I like to close the door back up so that you're getting a good pitch. Then again, we're going to start at opposite corners, cinch it down, go to opposite corners, cinch it down, sidewalls, cinch it down, and then we'll be ready to stake out the 2 doors. When you're ready to stake out the 2 doors, it'll require 2 more stakes for each door. And what you want to do is there's 2 vertical seams coming down either side of the door. The line lock and the stakeout loop are directly in line with those seams. So you want to pull directly in line and put the stake in so that you're not putting extra tension on the zipper of the door. And you'll do that on both sides. And that'll get the teepee nice and taut and pitched. From there, you'll want to do the 2 guy outs. And then lastly, you'll put in the trekking poles. The guy outs are put together by taking the 2 ends of the cordage, crossing them over, and coming down to a single stake out point, and then tightening the line locks as needed to get a nice tight pitch on the sidewalls. This will help your sidewalls in wind. It'll also help them when the teepee relaxes in cold weather. Keep a nice vertical sidewall so that the walls don't come in on you. The final step in pitching the teepee with the optional footprint is to connect the floor to the walls and corners of the teepee itself. To connect the footprint to the teepee, you just take the hook end, insert it through the bungee cord, snap it in place. That'll create a tub wall effect in the sleep area of the teepee, which helps to prevent water and other debris from entering the tent. With the footprint connected to the teepee, the PEAX Solitude 4-person teepee structure is now complete and ready to enjoy your next backcountry adventure.